What's going on, everybody? Just getting everybody in. So come on in, and we're gonna have a good time and get this show started in just a moment. Everybody, file on in just a moment. We're gonna get this show started, and we are gonna definitely have some fun. And we got quite a bit to discuss. Know that this show is alive. So it'll be just like I said, another moment, and we're gonna get ready to get started. I see a few out came on in here. What's up, James? What's up, Marcus Marigoda, Terrence, Little Kilo, Isaiah? What's going on? You haven't missed anything. The show is about to start, and then we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. All right, y'all. Here we go. Let's get started.
Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tightened up. Tightened up. Tightened up. It's a brand new dance and we about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten two steps, step to the right. Then you tighten two steps, step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere, game face, yeah we got it on. Sticking out our chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Countdown, 3, 2, 1. It's about to get rough. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Tighten up, let's get tightened up. Tighten up, let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Tighten two steps, step to the right. Do the tighten two steps, step to the left. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest, beating on it like it's King Kong. Okay, alright. Tighten up your hands all night. Alright. Okay. Titans gonna win anyway. First down, come around, we about to shut
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome into another edition of Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're gonna have a whole lot of good time here tonight. And we're definitely going to try to, shed a little light on the situation of what has happened with the Tennessee Titans falling to the Indianapolis Colts this past Sunday, 19-17. And I'm pretty sure some of you saw my rant as I went off as I was coming back to Memphis on that. So I drove safely. Everything's okay. I was hands free and all of that. So, but yeah, I kind of had to let off some steam. I had to kind of go off, and I think I've cooled down since then. But I am going to pose a question towards the end of the show, and I think I'm gonna. It's a very special question that I'm conflicted with right now that we're definitely going to talk about probably and pick my brain. So get excited for that. I think some of y'all have saw, if you looked on Facebook and saw um, my description of the show for today, I think I saw something that might turn a few heads. So we're going to see if that becomes the case. But we're definitely going to get everything started. I see some people already commenting in. Marcus Margoto, what a disappointing game. The weather was really, really hot. Yes, it was. It was all kinds of hot. And I got to thank the fans that were sitting behind me and with me in section 143, kind of helping me stay, a little bit cool and a little bit wet so that, the heat, you don't get heat exhaustion. Because they said it was the hottest. High was, I believe the high was in the upper 90, was in the mid 90s, but that heat index was well over 100 degrees. So it was steaming hot out there, definitely. Terrence coming in. What up, Chris? Nice to meet you. Let's see. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes, it was an honor to meet you as well. And it was an honor to meet you as well. And, like I said, if y'all at the games and y'all see me out, hey, don't be afraid to reach out to me. I don't bite. I'm a cool dude. I'm easy to talk to. So everything. Look, Kilo says, Coke kicked our tails again without luck. Why do we stop running Henry? That's an excellent question, and that's something we're going to get into. Isaiah, you didn't miss anything. I shared it on my page and also on the TNT Enforcers page, so you can share it out from there. I'm just telling everybody it's live, it's on. So if y'all see it on Facebook, share it out, or there's an arrow. There's a little arrow that it'll say share, and you can share it out as well on Facebook, on Twitter. You can definitely share a Tumblr if you have that. And everything. So let's get into this. These are my final thoughts on Indy because I kind of went off. I went off really hard on Facebook about this game, and I'll probably reshare that rant off in just a bit. Actually, give me 30 seconds. I can take care of that right now. It'll be on my Facebook page and everything. So, here's a little small clip of what I was basically what I was talking about.
And I am driving on my way back to Memphis from Nashville from the game today. That Marcus will prove me wrong. I'm challenging Marcus to prove me wrong. And prove to me he deserves to be the franchise quarterback of this team. Because right now, I'm honestly ready for us to draft a new quarterback. We got everything else just about in place except a quarterback and an offensive lineman. That's it. Other than that, we got everything else just about in place. Marcus let us down today. Now, I understand we turned the ball over or nothing like that, and that's good, but there were so many opportunities that were wasted. And the defense kept giving them opportunities, and they ain't take advantage of it. Not at all. Logan Ryan gets a good interception, we don't take advantage of it. We get the fumble, we only get 3 instead of 7. And, there are little inches that were there that we just did not take advantage of.
Now that was me. That was on Sunday coming back from the game. And that was just a few of my thoughts from that particular game. And, like I said, there were a lot of missed opportunities out there. A lot of missed opportunities. And here's some stats. Here are some stats from the game. Marcus 19 to 28, 154 yards, touchdown. Now, that was a great moment to Quisenberry, the touchdown. You know, he was a cancer survivor, battled back from that. That was a terrific story, a terrific play. But other than that, what did Marcus really do? Not much of nothing. I mean, he was missing receivers left and right at times. And I mean, there were throws that he could have made or throws he could have made better to not only avoid sacks, but, you know, to move the drives along or to even score. And I want y'all to check out. I was listening to A to Z Sports Primetime with my guy Buck Rising this morning from last night. And he was talking about how Mike Herndon from Music City Miracles, and by the way, I still love that site, Music City Miracles. And he broke down some plays from that game that shows you where Marcus could have made some better decisions. On the very first play of the game, for example, you hit Delaney Walker with that pass in stride. That is a big gainer. That is a lot of yards that you pick up. It's a first down and more. And he throws it behind Delaney on the first play of the game. There were times where Corey Davis was open. There was a time Marcus took a sack where he was getting out of the pocket and Corey Davis was breaking his route to come back to the football or to give Marcus a place to throw it, and he still won't throw the ball to him. That's just stuff that gets me. I mean, there were a couple of times where Davis was open and Marcus just refused to throw him the ball. I'm like, Marcus, do you even like the guy? Corey Davis is fighting to get open for you, and you won't even look his direction. And I went and looked at some some film of the Texan Jaguar game, and we'll get to that game later. But you notice how Deshaun Watson, he makes sure no matter what, even if he has to force it, he makes sure DeAndre Hopkins gets the football early and often. He always makes sure to feed DeAndre Hopkins. Why do you think DeAndre Hopkins is up there in the most targets and most receptions? Because Deshaun Watson makes it a point to get him the football and let him do the rest. Why can't Marcus do that? And there were a lot of times where there were quite a few plays where he could have checked down or he had other reads where he had time. There was another particular play, he runs right into a sack. Instead, if he just lets the ball go a little bit, he has Davis crossing one way, he has Delaney crossing another way. And either one of those decisions would have been good. If you go to Delaney, you're at least picking up close to the first down. If not, you're at least going to get 7-8 yards or first down at the very least. If you flick it to Davis, he might be still running for 6 because all he had was a linebacker on him. And Marcus walks into a sack. Now, there were a couple of sacks. I agree they were on Roger Saffold. And I don't know what's up with that. Roger Saffold has not played well at all this year. I mean, running game-wise, he's done pretty good. But passing game, he's got work to do. Plain and simple. And so there was a lot to dissect from that game and everything. The running game was looking real good. Derrick Henry had 12 carries for 75 yards going into the fourth quarter. Somebody explain to me, why did they stop running the ball with Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry was destroying them. If they had kept running him the ball, Derrick Henry easily has 100 yards rushing. He was 25 yards away from 100 yards. They're usually 18-4 when he gets at least 11 carries. Should have been 19-3 right now. Now, there was a run where Derrick Henry missed a big opportunity and got wrapped up and nearly fumbled the football. If he had kept going to the outside, Conklin and Delaney Walker shielded that side off. He could have been running for more or could have been in the end zone. But I hated the fact they went away from Derrick Henry. And that fourth down call, the one where they were trying to draw the Colts off sides, and it didn't work. And all they did was for 20 seconds stare at the sideline. I'm thinking, y'all are not a college team staring at the sideline looking for the play. You should already have a play in mind. You go for 10 seconds. You try to draw them off sides. If they don't, you get into the formation that you are going to run the play. That might make them jump in too. And then if all else, run the damn play. You might have got the first down. If not, hey, your defense is playing well. They'll keep you in it. So all in all, I think the defense did as much of a great job as they could. Now that 55-yard run where the Colts went back up pretty much was bend but don't break, and we kind of broke a little. But I wouldn't really put all of that on the defense. I put that on the offense because the offense just could not put our defense in good situations with taking advantage of opportunities that were presented to them. Now here, let's see, Jacob Rice. I hope I got that right. Said bad game, but at least it's early. Have time to fix mistakes. I agree. Lil Kilo said we missed about 5 sacks on Brissett. Now, I agree about that, too. That was something else I note. Now, that is a bad mark on the defense. We just seemed like we could not wrap Jacoby Brissett up for nothing. I mean, there were at least 4 or 5 potential sacks we should have had on him, and he slips away. And I will say, Jacoby Brissett is a lot stronger than we give him credit for. But a couple of those opportunities should have brought him down. Matt Dickerson, down by the goal line, I think they ended up getting a touchdown out of it. He had Brissett dead to rights. He had him dead to rights. Was staring right at him, had a sack in his face, and whiffed completely. That's inexcusable. Sorry, I'll just adjust my headset a little bit, but there's no excuse for that. You got a chance for a sack. You wrap that quarterback up and you bring him to the ground. You hold on to him for dear life until you bring him down. And there's no excuse for that. And Terrence Young, thank you for telling me that with the temperature. 91 degrees, but I'm pretty sure the heat index was up over 100. Yeah, people were dropping like flies in the stands. And I was trying not to drop either because that was a hot football game. That much is a fact. We definitely got to work on we definitely got to get our tackling together because we did miss some tackles and we definitely missed some sacks. Joseph Rodriguez says Mike Vrabel should have thrown the challenge flag on that pass interference. Should have ran. Derrick Henry should have been running the ball. Carlos Santos missing that field goal. Now, yes, Derrick Henry should have ran the football. Carlos Santos, I hate he missed that field goal, but every kicker is going to at least miss one. But I don't know if the Colts got a piece of that or not, or the rush maybe made him shank it a little bit. I mean, he completely shank it, but it was wide left. But I will say on this, Mike Vrabel did talk about that offensive pass interference call. And what he said was, he spoke with officials all week. And he said, if it's blatant or anything like that, 9 times out of 10, it's probably not going to get overturned. That is a very difficult call to get overturned. And if you really look at the play, I would have liked for them to at least try to challenge it. But you could tell on as T.Y. Hill was breaking, Malcolm Butler did have his hands on the jersey. He kind of was tugging at the jersey. So when you see that, they're going to call it. And that's kind of unless there is indisputable evidence to show that wasn't pass interference, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to change it. So I understood when Vrabel made that. I wanted them to throw the challenge flag, at least take a look at it because it was in the first half. Give me a minute, y'all. Okay. So, yeah, I would have liked to have seen the challenge on that, but I understand the reasoning a bit. But Derrick Henry should have been running on board. Carlos Santos should have missed that field goal. I definitely agree. Billy Scott, hold on to your question. We're going to get to that in a minute. Let's see. Trying to get a few more. AZ Mick, what's going on? Marcus missed some open receivers. Agreed. Yeah, he definitely missed some open guys. So, missed some open guys. Adoree Jackson with that pass interference, that was messed up. I see AZ Mick giving Adoree a done to the day nomination. Marcus Mariota, Jake Fromm. I don't know about that just yet, but we'll have to see when it comes to that. Marcus Mariota's accuracy is off. He has no faith in his arm. That does sound about right because they really didn't take any shots downfield. I really don't know what's up with Marcus, and I'm gonna get into that rant in just a bit as well. Let's see. Isaiah agree with AZ Mick. Jackson's got to go talk about Adoree. A lot of people are harping on Adoree right now, and I do see that. Arthur Smith needs to get Humphreys active. Don't take Henry out for Lewis. Now, that was something that perplexed me too, was that, Derrick Henry was running well, picked up about a 15, 20-yard gain to end the third quarter. Then you go into the fourth quarter with Dion Lewis. I don't understand that. You go with the hot hand. You keep going with the hand that is hot. You don't change that. Let's see. Smith's play was atrocious. Needs to get all the weapons involved. Now, Isaiah, I do agree, like, in the second half, Arthur Smith got a lot conservative and seemed like he was playing, play calling kind of scared. And I say this with Vrabel too. It seemed like they were playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And when you play not to lose, what usually happens? You lose. You lose. And that was pretty evident about what happened. Play not to lose, you lose. And Terrence Young says, I like Marcus. He is our quarterback, but he needs to stop looking at one read. You got to go through your progressions. Last sack, Henry was wide open right in front of him for the first down. Henry even threw his hands up for the ball. Yep, that's true. Saffold has been a disappointment. From Isaiah Garrett, Terrence Young saying OC play calling, stares down receivers way too much. Isaiah saying that. I agree. Whole team looking stupid. No rush, punter out ASAP. Punt, not stand there and waste time. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. If you're going to go ahead and punt the football, just go and punt the football already and save that time. I hear what you're saying on that. Standing there on fourth down, play call made him mad. I agree with that, Terrence. I do. Denver signed 11 back to the practice squad. If we do sign 11 from their practice squad, we have to put them on the 53. So, yeah. Did they even play Wake? That was something else I did notice. There were some times where you saw Dickerson and Austin Johnson on the field for an extended period of time, and you don't have Wake, Jones, or Casey out there. I think it was like a couple of possessions like that. And that had me perplexed too. That definitely had me perplexed, wondering what the heck was going on. And we need to find a more powerful downhill runner as a running back number 2. Lewis goes down too fast. Teams are not afraid of him in the run game. Lewis has been disappointing since week 8. Isaiah Mack looks good, Mama's boy says. Yeah, and again, these are just some final thoughts on that. I really think we should have about 90% Henry, 10% Lewis. I understand Lewis could be a change of pace back, but if you're going to do that, put them both in at the same time. That makes more sense if you really ask me. And you know what, Marcus Mariota, I forgot about that play. Tajay on the drive, I want to say it was that last drive, one of them, he had the first down, but decides to step back to try to, I guess, make a bigger play instead of just going down and take the first down. If you got, you got to have field awareness. You got to know where you are on the field. You got to know where you are on the field. That messed us up too. And something that we really need to fix is third down conversion. In the past 2 games, we are 3 of 20 on third down. 1 of 10 in this game. We were 2 of 10 against Cleveland. We really got to fix that. Now, a good thing is we've committed no turnover. We're +5 in the turnover margin. Should have won the game because of that. We only have 5 penalties. Very disciplined. Should have helped on that too. Logan Ryan has been playing out of his mind too. Has already got a pick in each of the first 2 games. Harold Landry got credited with his first sack on that fumble. Isaiah Mack has a sack. And I mean, we could have had a whole lot more too. So there's a lot of work that we really need to do going forward. Delaney looked upset. Corey Davis looked upset. Like, what the heck are we doing? Because there were on that last 4th down play, Corey Davis is like, he's just going mad because he's like, I'm open, throw me the ball. And I don't know why Marcus refuses to throw Corey Davis the ball. I really have no other idea why he won't do that. So that's something that really worries me. And so, you know what? I'm trying to figure something out with myself when it comes to Marcus Mariota. I'm really trying to figure this out. And I hinted this out earlier. Am I ready to give up on Marcus? In my wrestling term, am I prepared to betray Marcus? And well, I'll simply go on this right here. Get my wrestling term.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
This music's been in my head.
Attacking Demon Kane, the Mandible Claw.
Question on that. Am I ready to turn heel on Marcus Mariota? Am I ready to betray him? Am I ready to stab him in the back and say I gave up on him? That's the question that's in everybody's mind and mine as well. I know some people are ready for me to do it. Some people are ready for me to turn heel on Marcus Mariota. No, not yet. Nah, I got to kind of tug y'all along just a little bit longer. I'm staying face right now when it comes to Marcus Mariota. But for the question is, how long do I stay face? Because I will tell y'all this. I am getting very close. I'm almost there with ready to fully turn heel on Marcus Mariota. I am almost there. I am just about ready to betray him. And Buck Rising asked this question. He said, how long would you give Marcus before you're just ready to pull the plug and go to Tannehill? Now, let me reference this by saying this. I have no way said I'm ready to give the key to Tannehill. I am not saying go to Ryan Tannehill. But the question that everybody has been wondering in my rhetoric is, am I ready to turn against Marcus? I'm going to give him 3 more games. If he has 3 bad performances, that's it. The heel turn will happen, and I turn evil on Marcus Mariota. I'm going to give him these next 3 games with Jacksonville, Atlanta, and Buffalo. He comes out and lays some duds. This will happen. Marcus will be helpless. I will become like the Fiend. I will attack. I will attack Marcus Mariota if that comes to fruition. But not just yet. I am conflicted with that. But for right now, I'm sticking with Marcus Mariota. That little ounce of faith that I think he's going to bounce back. And I see a certain somebody named Ashley decides to comment and says, real fans don't leave their teams. I never once said I'm leaving the team. I am Titans through and through. Understand that. But when it comes to Marcus Mariota, my patience with him is wearing thin. And it is wearing thin at an alarming rate. So what do y'all think of me staying face? I know Joseph's going to hate that because he's ready for me to turn heel. He's ready for me to betray him. And I think it's slowly coming. I think it is inevitable. You just won't know when I'll do it. And let's see. So I'm going to read some comments. Because I had to have some fun with y'all on that. But those are some of my real thoughts. That much is true. CW said Marcus on the last play had no time to go to a second read. It had to be a fast slant throw. If not, that's the game. True. But you got to be able to quickly process. You got to know where your guys are going. James says, depending on the Jags game, if he plays like he has been, I'm done. So you got some people ready to turn on him. Isaiah says, I've seen it. Honestly, I'm about done with him. Marcus Mariota said, I'm going to be honest, it's very close with me. AZ Mix says, Marcus looks lost. Lil Kilo says, I give him to week 6. Joseph says, oh, yeah, I forgot about the Tajay Sharp play. That was just awful. Joseph said, just turn heel, Chris. I turn heel with you. I love it. Marcus Mariota said, very close to changing my name to Ryan Tannegoat. I like that. CW says a lot of people need to stop overreacting to week 2 in this season with a new play caller. Look how bad a lot of NFL teams are at the quarterback position or are injured. Or injury is the problem. If it's not him, how are you gonna get an elite level quarterback? Now, yes, I want y'all to think with how I felt with Marcus on my rant on Sunday. It was probably an overreaction because, I'm just leaving the game. I was angry. I was upset. So I will say that is an overreaction. But me turning on Marcus Mariota, that's not an overreaction because I'm starting to feel this way. Remember, y'all, I am not going to make excuses or apologize for Marcus Mariota anymore. I've done that for 4 years. I'm not doing that anymore. Remember that. I'm going to give him praise when he does well. I'm going to criticize him when he doesn't. And that goes for the entire team. Remember, y'all, this is called Titans and Truth. Truth is going to get told. That's all I really got to do. I can't do no more than that. Now, yes, going through a bunch of offensive coordinators and stuff like that, yes, that can mess everything up. And I think Arthur Smith, I give him a pass because it's only his second game calling plays, and I think he's going to continue to get better. Yesterday was a bad game, and that will happen because he is a rookie play caller. But Marcus, this is year 5 for Marcus. I'm not just overreacting to week 2. I'm overreacting to over 4 years of work. I'm reacting to 4 years of work plus 2 weeks. Marcus has had 5 years to get it. This is his 5th year to get it together. Patrick Mahomes has gotten it together in less than 3 years. Ben Roethlisberger got it together in less than 5. Won him a Super Bowl. So you can't say it can't be done. There are quite a few quarterbacks that got hot early. Now, Cam Newton was hot early. Since then, he stinks. So right now the league has not figured out Patrick Mahomes yet. And why Carson Wentz got the money he got, even though he's been injury prone, because he became an MVP candidate in his second season. Marcus ain't done that. Andrew Luck had all the success he had early. We weren't able to figure him out. Now, is Ryan Tannehill better than Marcus Mariota? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But could he be a bridge until a new quarterback is ready? Yes. But I'm not ready to go there just yet. Classic Rod says I give him the entire season. Lokilo said Lawan will be back, so he has no excuse. Agreed. Got 2 more games. He deserves 2 games with Lawan. I'll give him that. I give it that. Once the true leader of the offense, Lawan, he has no excuses. Agree. Joseph says, let me in. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if I should turn into a feed and just let him in. Let me in. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting close. I think AJ should have caught the ball. I agree with that. I agree. He should have caught the ball. Let's see. Look at Lamar. Now, Lamar, I'm not going to really go with Lamar Jackson on that because Lamar's played against 2 of the worst teams in the league. Let's see how he does against better competition. Even though Pittsburgh is heading downward, let's see them against Pittsburgh. Let's see them against some of the other better teams in the league. Then we'll see what happens. And C-Dub, I agree. Mahomes sat on the bench for a year before he got the reins. So, yeah, he had to sit for a year. And now he's doing it big. That's what I would hope our next quarterback will be if we go that route. Let him sit for half the year to a whole year. Tannehill plays, and then they're ready to go. Mama Boy says it's inevitable. I agree. I think it is there. So, Isaiah said, I've defended him for so long. I'm telling you, it's getting to that point. And Jacob says, I think he's lost his confidence and was never able to get it back. I don't know what's up with that, but we're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out. And James, like you said, all of the competition is falling down around us. And like I said, the division is being gift wrapped for us. The division and playoffs are being gift wrapped, and we're not taking advantage of the opportunity. Luck retires. We should have beat the Colts. Nick Foles goes down. We should be able to take care of the Jaguars. And I don't know if some of y'all heard me on 102.5 The Game earlier today, but I basically said it, and this is my early prediction. I don't just expect the Tennessee Titans to win tomorrow. I demand victory. I demand victory tomorrow. I don't care how you got to do it. I demand the Tennessee Titans win. I demand Derrick Henry get over 150 yards rushing and more than 20 carries. I'm calling it into existence. I demand this happens. They better get it done. And they better get it done in fashion, without a doubt. Do you think Marcus will retire like Locke if we don't resign him? I don't know. That's a very good question, but I don't think so. I don't think he would. CW said, people sure loved him after the Browns game. Now, after one game against a team that has a very good personnel on defense, the Colts all wanted to throw him under the bus. Look, I wasn't really feeling great after the Browns game, but I thought he did okay. I wasn't singing his praises like that, but he did pretty well in the situation he was in. A.J. Brown helped him out with that. But it wasn't great. But he did well enough. He did pretty well for them to win the game. I said that. But you got to be consistent. We have been consistent at being inconsistent. And it's been happening for a long time. This is not just these first 2 weeks. We're talking about last year, the year before last, the year before that. We're talking about 4+ years, y'all. So don't say that I'm just turning on him because of this year. Has nothing to do with that. I'm going back to 4 years of work. Now, year 2, he was doing great until the injury happened. Was doing great. Marcus has to be more consistent. He has to be confident in his receivers. And sometimes he's got to take some shots and let the receivers go get it. That's what he needs to do. So I'd rather see MMA throw a pick than take a sack. Well, I would rather not throw the sack. I mean, at least the sack, he can get up from it and continue to drive. Interception could go the other way and cause points on turnover. So, look, I think we've lingered along too long on that. And I never said the Colts don't have a good defense. They do have a good defense. D'Amico Autry, underrated pretty good. Darius Leonard, pretty good. I said this. I said this on the show, that the Colts have a good defense. I said this before. I said that the Colts are still a good team, even with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. I said that. And so CW says, the question is, do you know what that entails, drafting a rookie quarterback? You're not going to compete for 2 years. So who are bandwagon fans going to blame? Now, agreed. Drafting a quarterback is very risky. It is extremely risky because you could have a Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, or you could end up having, I'm trying to think, who is the quarterback that has struggled a whole lot in his first couple of years? I'm trying to think. Give me a second, y'all. Josh Rosen. There's a good point. Josh Rosen, who was only there for 1 year and got traded and is not even a starting quarterback in Miami. So there is a risk. Tebow, another. There are risks. I absolutely agree with that. But let's keep going. So, because I think I've talked about this far too long, let's go in quickly about some of the news around the NFL. The Jalen Ramsey trade talk has been a big topic. And a lot of fans are wondering, should the Titans bring Jalen Ramsey home? Let me stop y'all right here by saying this. Jalen Ramsey, talent-wise, is an amazing talent. But does he have it up here? He went off on his own coach. Now, agreed on busting with the boys earlier this summer. He said, if I had to choose teams of destination, I would either go to Raiders or come home to the Titans. And as much as I wouldn't mind Jalen Ramsey coming home to the Titans if he will straighten up his act, A, you're going to have to pay him. B, the Jaguars want a whole lot for him. And C, the Jaguars are not going to trade within the division. They're not. They're not going to give us an advantage over them unless they had no other choice. But I don't really see that happening. If the price is right, not a first or a second rounder, maybe a third or fourth rounder, I might entertain it. And key words, might. But he's got to get it together up here. He can't be a head case. Right now, he's being a distraction. So I'm about 10% on bringing in Jalen Ramsey. What chances of that happening? 0%. Because the Jags are not going to trade within the division. I just don't think they'll. And I think they're asking for too much. From what I'm hearing from an AFC team, they're asking for 2 ones. From an NFC team, they're asking for like a 1 and another player. We don't have that type of capital to give up. Especially now, if we knew Marcus Mariota was the guy and we were re-signing him to a new deal, maybe we give up a first for him. But right now we don't know because we may have to save that pick to draft a quarterback. So for a 1, no, I wouldn't do it. That's just my thought on that. Jalen Ramsey, heck of a player, but I don't know if he messes well in the locker room here. And I agree with y'all. I agree, James. He wouldn't be talking to Vrabel like that. Vrabel will take his tail down. That much is a fact. And Marcus Mariota, J-Rob hasn't been able to pick a quarterback yet. Marcus was picked by Rustin Webster. Agreed. So we'll have to see. And James Tyler, we should, but it ain't going to happen. I agree. Like I said, Jacksonville's not going to trade within the division. And CW, now that's a great point. We got a lot of money locked up on the secondary anyway. Byer just got paid. Vaccaro just got paid. Malcolm got paid last year. Most likely, the way if Logan Ryan keeps playing the way he's playing, he's going to get paid a little bit. So we're going to have a lot of money wrapped up in our secondary. So we got to be careful of that. Taco Charlton got released by the Cowboys. If I'm the Titans, I would inquire to put in a waiver on him if I could. Or if he gets released going into the Atlanta game, I would bring Taco Charlton in. I'd at least give him a shot. He'd be cheap because he will be on a rookie deal. He will be still on his rookie, he's still like 2 years in. But can he play outside linebacker? That's the question. Or would you rather play him down on the line? Now, we play a lot of 4-man fronts. I would at least inquire about Taco Charlton. The Cowboys did cut him today. He's on waivers right now. Taco Charlton, I would at least take a look at him. I would at least bring him in because he's still young enough to produce. Mama Boy say, I see a scenario where Corey Davis requests a trade. Mariota playing with Davis's money. Now, Corey Davis, next year in May, he'll be going into year 4. But we got to decide if we're going to pick up that 5th-year option, which I am on the belief they're going to pick up Corey Davis's 5th-year option. But I can see Corey Davis getting pissed off saying, you know what? Marcus ain't trying to throw me the ball. Get me out of here. And that would be totally on Marcus Mariota. Get Corey Davis the damn ball. I don't care what you got to do. You get Corey Davis, Delaney Walker, A.J. Brown the ball. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Humphreys can get the ball if you could get it to him. But Corey Davis is my first read, or Delaney Walker are my first 2 reads all day, every day. But Taco Charlton, I would definitely take a look at him. And I'm sorry, y'all. I went on my rant about Marcus and everything. I know this has been a long-winded show. Wasn't supposed to go this long, but we're going to have some fun. We're talking Titans. I could go on talking Titans for hours if I wanted to. But let's go ahead and get into that. Taco Charlton, yes, I would definitely take a look at him. Reggie Gilbert's practice, he's going to play tomorrow. Yes, I definitely agree. Now, let's get to the two-tone blue star of the week. Had a few, trying to see if we have a few nominations out. I know there's really not a lot of nominations to really go down. There's really not a lot of nominations out there to be had. I would definitely say Logan Ryan could definitely get some consideration. Quisenberry catching that touchdown as a cancer survivor. Derrick Henry, running the rock pretty well. I would definitely say that. And then, of course, we have dunce of the day. Who would you pick as dunce of the day? Matt Dickerson missing on the sack. Marcus Mariota, Mike Vrabel, bad clock management. You know? So what would y'all think on that? I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to chime in. And we're definitely going to I'm just taking a look at some nominees. Like I said, I saw Quisenberry, I saw Logan Ryan, Adoree, Dunce of the Day. I saw that. Tajay Sharp for that play on third down. I know that was definitely a possibility as well. So I'm trying to go back and take a look. Butchie said Dunce of the Day, Mike Vrabel, Star of the Week, Jacoby Brissett. Usually we don't give Star of the Week to the other team. We usually don't. Let's see. But, yeah, let's see. So many dunces of the day. Adoree, Vrabel, Arthur Smith, Santos, Adoree, definitely. But I would definitely say the two-tone blue Star of the Week, I'm going to say it's a tie between Mr. David Quisenberry and Logan Ryan, because they had two of the big plays of the game. Quisenberry catching a touchdown. He had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 3 years ago. He battled back through that. He defeated that. He fought the fight and won and caught his first career touchdown on Sunday. Big ups to Mr. Quisenberry. And I will also say Logan Ryan because he's been consistently one of our best corners. He has a pick in the first two games, so he has 2 picks already, which is more than he had all of last year. So Logan Ryan continues to make plays. And the secondary as a whole has made plays, except for that one pass interference call that we're going to get to. So the two-tone blue stars of the week, David Quisenberry and Logan Ryan. Congratulations to both of them. And I got to make sure I write that down. Now, even when you have a star, you also have a dunce. You also have a dunce of the day. Somebody who just had a bad game or screwed up completely, or somebody who just didn't have it. And there's a lot of nominees for that. We got Adoree. I've seen about 3 or 4 people with Adoree. I've seen a couple. I've seen like one with Tajay, Vrabel, a couple of votes. I've seen a couple with Arthur Smith and Cairo Santos, but right now I would say right now it's between Adoree Jackson and Mike Vrabel for dunce of the day. But I will definitely have to say the dunce of the day, and this is just because he basically won the popular vote, is Adoree Jackson. And I say this because Adoree Jackson has been struggling ever since the second half of last year. He has struggled mightily. He struggled all the preseason, and he has not gotten much better. I think he's regressing. And the pass interference, now, Adoree didn't really have a bad game, but the pass interference that he caused put them in the position to score a touchdown. If he doesn't do that, that is an incomplete pass, and most likely the Colts are punting the football away and they don't score. So that literally cost us a touchdown. And that would have been a difference in the game. So instead of 19-17, you got a 17-12 Titans win. So Adoree Jackson is the dunce of the day. But Mike Vrabel and Arthur Smith to a certain extent, and even Marcus Mariota gets an honorable mention. So there we go with that. But let's go ahead and quickly go through the rest of the show. I want to give a shout out to our 400th subscriber, Miss Natalia Vincencio, out of Reno, Nevada. Her and her husband, Rob, definitely supporters of the show. She is my 400th subscriber. And so I have a gift for Miss Natalia Vincencio. I will be sending you one of the Forever Titan Steve McNair, Eddie George flags from the game. Let me know if you already gotten it from somebody, but if not, I will be sending you that flag. I will definitely be sending you that flag. I got an extra flag, so I was able to give that away to my 400 subscriber. Shout out to Miss Natalia Vincencio on that. But now let's get to pick my brain. Pick my brain. So I like this. Joseph says, in my mind, I'm pacing around like a caged animal. I'm ready when you are. This stupid loss we took against the Colts has aggravated me since Sunday. Can't wait to blow off some steam. I understand. Pacing around like a caged animal. He's ready for me to turn heel. He is ready for me to turn heel. So we're going to find out if I turn heel or not. But let's go into pick my brain and everything. So let's get into that. All right, my first question comes from Butchie. He says, honestly, I don't think there's anything Mariota could do statistically to be extended unless he makes a deep playoff run and be the reason we're winning games. If we can get a stopgap veteran or capable rookie, we have the money to spend on elite free agent talent. Well, we have a stopgap veteran quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. If it comes to that, I say we go with Tannehill and you draft a rookie quarterback. And then say if Jadeveon Clowney, who hasn't signed a new deal yet, if he becomes available, go get him. Go get Jadeveon Clowney or a big-time free agent talent. You can save that money, re-sign Derrick Henry, make sure he gets his money, make sure Logan Ryan is staying, and then you can go get a free agent talent. So I agree with that. If Marcus does not get extended, I say go with Tannehill, draft a quarterback, and you could get a big-time free agent. And Butchie also asked, if you were GM for one day, what are some moves you would make? If I was GM for one day, let's say today, I bring in Taco Charlton. I would definitely see what's on the trade market out there. As far as maybe I would have brought in Taco Charlton. I would have signed Joshua Garnett from the 49ers, the free agent guard that's out there right now. So I would bring those two guys in. And I'm trying to think on this. I would probably trade for a defensive lineman, somebody that can make an impact with Jarrell Casey and who can help when Jeffrey Simmons returns as well. That's kind of what I would do if I was GM tonight. That's what I would do. And I would probably consider trading Adoree. Definitely. I like that. Let's see. I'm going to go to mine. Let's see. Why doesn't Marcus snap the ball when defenders jump off sides, always giving them time to reset? I don't know why. That's a darn good question. If you see the defense jump off sides, you get a free play out of it. Let's see. Done to the day to our field when it caught on fire. When I saw that happening, when I saw the field catch on fire, I looked at some people behind me. I said, I hope this is not a sign of things to come. I just hope that wasn't a bad omen. And it turned out to be that. It turned out to be an omen of bad things to come. And but that was interesting enough. Let's see. Do you think Mark is going to follow what Steve McNair did in his 5th year? Now, yes, Steve McNair didn't really get hot until his 5th year. That is wait and see. If Marcus can string together a few good games together, I think he has the possibility. And again, like I said on Sunday, he's got to earn my trust. He's got to creep back into the house because right now he's not in my house right now. He's out on the street. And I'm about to kick him in the middle of the street and let somebody else pick him up. So we're going to see if he could do that. Now, of course, the Titan team back in 2004, I want to say, started off 1-4, wheeled off 10 of our last 11, got all the way to the AFC Championship. So something like that can definitely happen. But I don't know right now if he can do that. Let's see. Marcus Margot says, if I was GM, I would trade Adoree. I can understand that. Isaiah says, do you think Jeffrey Simmons plays this season or we wait until next year? I think it depends on how the team is looking. I think if the team is heading toward the playoffs, I think they play Jeffrey Simmons, and he may be coming back as early as October. But if the team is sliding down, then I say no. Let Jeffrey Simmons sit. Don't waste a year and let him play next year. That's what I would do. Future thought, drafting a tight end next year. Brad Hopkins' son from Purdue. You know, every year, Todd McShay or somebody comes out saying we need to draft a tight end. That happens every year. And it's going to happen again this year. Let's see. CW said, I think Jags rookie quarterback is in for a rough night. Dean Pease, I see 5 sacks. I hope so. And Dean Pease usually does well against rookie quarterbacks. I think, and I'm not underestimating Minshew because he did look okay against Houston, but he could be in for a rough night. So let me see. I know Tyler Wester came to me with a bunch of questions, as usual. And so let's see. Of course, he said his dunks of the week, Marcus Mariota, Arthur Smith on the offensive line. And he wants to replace Malcolm Butler with Jalen Ramsey. So here are his list of questions. Now, Tyler, I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, but I'm going to try. He said, why do you think people are so passionate about Marcus? I think it's because they don't want to give up on him because, you know, he's going into his 5th year and they still think he could turn around. And he's such a nice guy. He's not a guy that ruffles anybody's feathers. He's a guy that doesn't really have that swag. But they feel he's a good guy. He's a good locker room guy. So that's why I think a lot of people give him many, many opportunities. Let's see. Marcus Margot said, do you think Sharp or AJ is better? AJ? That's a simple question. AJ is better. And Terrence Young, I'm glad you brought that up. Last time you said someone proved you wrong, Henry went off. That is exactly what happened. I said the same thing last year. I said, Derrick Henry, prove it to me. Come on, earn your way back into my house. And he did exactly that. So Marcus Mariota, same challenge goes to you. Earn your way back into my house. And let's see what you got. Marcus always takes the blame. Arthur Smith said repeatedly he needs to call plays better. Probably a bit of both. Arthur has coached 2 games. Marcus, how many years now? Yeah, Marcus always takes the fall. And that's what a quarterback is supposed to do. And Arthur Smith did too. Yes, he has to call better plays, but he's only been OC for 2 games. Marcus has been here for 4 years. Going into year 5. Both deserve the blame. I will say I put about 60% blame on Marcus, 40% blame on Arthur Smith. Let's see. Why no one really said much about the offensive line? Pass protect. Offensive line has been an issue, especially Roger Saffold. And I heard somebody mention this earlier. I think his name was Billy. What was up with Roger Saffold? Right now, Roger Saffold has been pretty darn disappointing in his first few games. I know it's just 2 games in. He's with a different team and stuff like that. And it takes time for the line to gel. But right now, Roger Saffold has looked pretty awful in pass protection. Run blocking, he's done pretty well. Pass blocking, not so much. So I'm going to give Saffold every opportunity to fix that. But right now, he ain't off to a good start yet. Let's see. Is Roger Saffold a mistake? Right now, he's looking that way. But we'll see when Taylor Lewan comes back. We'll see if Roger Saffold really is any good or not. Do you think Lewan will struggle at first? Do you think he will plug it and play? Let's see. I think he will play like a man pissed off. I think Taylor Lewan's going to play just fine when he comes back. I mean, he knows his offense. He knows what to do. He's an all-pro left tackle. I think he'll do just fine. Is it me or has Jarrell Casey been quiet? He hasn't gotten sacks yet. But I think Jarrell Casey's made some impact. It just hasn't showed up on the stat sheet. Looking at the draft class, there are only 2 big names in the first round, Tua and Justin Herbert. How do you see Marcus Mariota playing out in the offseason? I said if he comes back, I think J-Rob drafts a quarterback, but how early? I think if they re-sign Marcus, if he stays, I think we draft a quarterback maybe in like the 3rd or 4th round. If they don't keep Marcus, 1st round, it'll happen without a doubt. And no, he's not worth. I said 25-5 is the limit. I'm not going over that. Let's see. Why do you don't hear coaches getting long-term contracts? Head coaches sometimes, but you're talking about the position coaches. Well, because main thing when it comes to contracts, the main people that they're looking at are the head coach. You're looking at the players and the head coach. Those are who most of the people look at. They don't really look at the position coaches for contracts because, you know, what happens if you sign a coach and then he gets fired? Then that new coach comes in and he may not want to keep the coaches that are on staff. He may want to go with an entirely different staff. That's why you don't really hear a lot about other position coaches getting long-term contracts because they're tied to the head coach. If Vrabel gets fired, as much as I love Kerry Coombs, the next coach may come in and say, you know what? I don't really know Kerry Coombs. I don't really want him. I'm going to find my own secondary coach. That's what can happen. How much slack should be given, if any, for the loss of the Colts, considering it was 108 degrees? None. Because I played football. I played football in high school. We had to practice. In high school, we practiced 2-a-days in 100-degree heat. We had to practice 2-a-days in 100-degree heat in black, in full pads. So I don't give any slack to that. And 1 to 10, how much have you missed my list of questions? 1. I'm just playing, Tyler. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding with you. You know, I'm glad you bring in some questions. You bring in some fire. So I definitely do agree with that. Thank you very much for that, Tyler. I mean, it could always be worse. We could be Dolphins now. And Jets were down to their 3rd quarterback. CW, you are absolutely right about that. You are definitely right. Let's see. Casey beat Nelson a few times, but got double teamed. That's true. Like I said, Casey makes impact. It just doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Trying to think if I'm missing anything. Joseph said I would trade Adoree for Clown. I guess that's Antonio Brown. I would kick Marcus out of my too. So he definitely agrees with that. Nelson is a bulldozer. Nelson, he's really good. No doubt about that. But that was Pick My Brain. If I missed your question, I apologize for that. I'll try to answer it off record. But let's go ahead and go into the Jags preview as we get ready for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 0-2. We play them tomorrow night on the NFL Network. Gardner Minshew is the starter. He's completed 77% of his passes so far, 488 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Leonard Fournette has not really gotten going, only 113 yards in 2 games. DJ Chark, very fast out of LSU, already has 2 TDs. Chris Conley's been a nice addition coming over from Kansas City. They got D.D. Westbrook and Marquise Lee. So they do have a few weapons, but it just depends if Gardner Minshew can be the guy or not. Defensively, they're very stacked up defensively. You got Ngakoue coming back. Josh Allen is the guy that I am terrified of because I did not want the Jags to draft him. He's very fast, very quick off the ball. We got to block him well because if he doesn't, he's going to be trouble for Marcus. Along with Ngakoue. Calais Campbell, I don't know if he's playing this game. I haven't really seen anything with him on the injury report. Marcel Darius, very good. Looks like Jalen Ramsey will play in this game. AJ Bouye, I don't know. He's questionable right now. But all in all, the Jags have a good defense. The Jaguars, very sound defensively, even though they have given up around 4.3 yards to carry. So Derrick Henry could be in for a big night. And usually he owns the Jags, without a doubt. I went back, looked at the Jags game against the Texans, and I came up with my Blue Enforcer, not 4 points to victory, 5 points to victory. And this is how I would go for that. I would trade for Clowney, not Brown. So forgive me, Joseph, on that. Yeah, Clowney. I would definitely go after Clowney if I could. Let's see. K-True, 0-3. Hard work is easy work. I definitely agree. How has Josh Allen done this year? I haven't seen him get a sack yet. He doesn't look like he has a sack yet, but hopefully his first one doesn't come against us. Do you know the title lead the NFL in takeaways? I see a few more tomorrow. We just got to get better on third down. Yes, we do have to get better on third down, and we have 5 takeaways. We're +5 in the turnover margin, which is very, very good. First, my 5 points to victory. Number 1, don't underestimate Minshew. Minshew could, mess us up, but I think we're going to take care of Minshew. And we got to force him to win the game. We got to force him to throw the ball. And to do that, we have got to shut down Leonard Fournette. We got to shut down Fournette and the running game, and then we could just tee off on Gardner Minshew. That offensive line, not great. So I think we could get some sacks on Minshew, and we may be able to cause some turnovers. Number 3, be patient. That mainly goes for Marcus and the offensive line. Run, 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 Derrick Henry. 25 carries, 150 yards plus. That's what I expect. Let's see. James Sallis says Casey will get a sack tomorrow. Jags line is hurt. Let's see. No fewer than 25 carries for Henry. Yeah, I agree with that. Jags give up an average of 4.3 yards a carry. I believe they're around 18th against the run. Number 4, Marcus must make better reads. Marcus needs to be patient, go through his progressions, make the necessary reads. Don't just get scared and decide to take off. Don't make pressure that's not there. Don't run yourself into sacks. If you got a chance to throw the ball and you see somebody open, get them the ball. Don't go to somebody that's double covered because that's your first read. If you're supposed to go to A.J. Brown, but Corey Davis is wide open throwing his hands in the air, throw Corey Davis the ball. Plain and simple. But you got to watch out for Ngakoue and Josh Allen on the rush. Protection and communication is going to be vital in this game. The offensive line has got to communicate and talk to each other. Why? Because there was a play against the Colts that led to a sack where Sappho and Kelly did not communicate. And the Colts did a late twist. And in that twist situation, Kelly should have picked up the outside guy, and the guy that was twisting, Sappho should have picked him up. And that could have bought Marcus about another second or two of time to get the ball out of there. So communication is key. Find Davis, find Walker. You got to find them. And last but not least, number 5, for the love of God, Mike Vrabel, manage the clock better. Don't do that crap where it's 4th down and they're just looking to the sideline for 20 seconds. Don't do that. Don't waste everybody's time with that. Run the play. Arthur Smith, call better plays. Don't get conservative in the second half trying to play not to lose. Always play to win. Be aggressive. Play hard, be aggressive. Let's take a step and go from good to great. James Tyler says, Ramsey going to play, but I don't see him playing hard. CW says, one thing about the Jags, they are a smaller defensive front. That's why they struggle against the run. They don't have Telvin Smith. I forgot about that. They sure don't have Telvin Smith. And that could be a very big problem for them. The 40 seconds of wasted time was horrible by Vrabel. First major mistake. He said he will only make that mistake once. Well, he better not do it again. So, here is my prediction. The Tennessee Titans, I demanded victory, and I think I'm going to get it. 20-6 over the Jags, and we go to 2-1. And Joseph says, I forgive you. Josh Allen sounds like a scary dude. This game will be on Fox 17 here in Nashville as well as tomorrow night. Vrabel, you stupid. I guess, Joseph, he makes your list, right? Mike Vrabel, you just made the list. CW says 24-10 Titans win. Man, it could be worse. We could still have Robisky as OC. Robusky. I definitely agree. It could be worse. All right. Well, before we get out of here, y'all, I wanted to ask, who is your favorite sports voice that you like? I did hear Tyler come in and say Jim Ross, good old JR from the WWE. I agree, that's a good one because I have listed my top 5 sports voices of all time, and I have 3 honorable mentions. Terrence Young coming in saying Mike Keith. Marcus Mariota said Gus Johnson. Definitely agree. But here are my top 5. Well, first I'm going to start with honorable mention. I'm going to have to go back and listen to Gus Johnson. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up a Gus Johnson right now on YouTube. I do not own the rights to this audio. I do not own the rights to this audio. Sorry about that, y'all. But give me just a minute. I'm going to have that. But I have honorable mention already. John Madden, Pat Summerall, and Mike Tirico. Give me a second. I got it coming up. I just want to hear them.
Goes down the field for Smith. Oh, he got it! Smith! Touchdown, 85 yards, Iowa! Gerard steps up. Fires. Mike sends Walker. Knocked down. Oh, he caught it! Oh, unbelievable! Mike Thomas! Touchdown, Jags! Ball game!
You know what? I just made a quick change. Mike, first I'm going to say John Madden, one of the great voices in sports on Madden, the football game, on Fox Sports with Pat Summerall. So I put them together. That's an honorable mention. Pat Summerall and John Madden. I definitely liked listening to them. Mike Tirico is an underrated sports voice. Mike Tirico is, I enjoy listening to him. Another honorable mention now has to go to Al Michaels. I got to put Al Michaels in honorable mention. I had him in my top 5, but I kind of made a change. Al Michaels, legendary voice, although Chris Collinsworth is a little annoying to me sometimes. Al Michaels, I definitely enjoy listening to him. Let's see. Of course, Lil Kilo says Jim Ross. Had a couple votes for Gus Johnson. CW said, do you guys know Wayne Larrivee of Packers Radio? Tremendous voice. Now, I'm not familiar with Packers Radio. Now, I will say the guy from Kansas City, I definitely like hearing this voice when he says, touchdown, Kansas City. I definitely like hearing that. Definitely. But I'm not familiar with Wayne Larrivee, but I'm definitely going to have to listen to that. So I said John Madden, Al Michaels, Pat Summerall, Mike Tirico in my honorable mentions. Number 5, I would have to say, is Mike Keith, the voice of the Tennessee Titans. I absolutely love hearing the VOT, voice of the Titans. I love listening to Mike Keith. I enjoy hearing him on the radio. He calls the game so well, professional, knows his stuff. When he's talking about, announces players' names correctly. You don't hear him botching names. And I mean, Mike Keith is and one of the nicest guys around. I mean, an absolute gentleman, pleasure, class act. I've talked to him on multiple occasions. I'm going to try to get him on the show if I can one day. But Mike Keith, I would love to call a game. I would love to call a game with Mike Keith. To the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Love hearing that voice. Absolutely. Number 4 is Gus Johnson. I enjoy listening to Gus Johnson, just a few calls that he had. And I agree. Sack with Mike Keith. I enjoy that. Number 4, Gus Johnson. Absolutely. I mean, the excitement in his voice I just heard is incredible. I like hearing excitement in a voice when I'm listening to a game. That gets me into it. That gets me amped up even more. And yes, I agree with Mike Keith. Dave McGinnis, absolutely knowledgeable on the game of football. I mean, they fit like a glove. Gus Johnson, exciting voice at number 4. At number 3, Marv Albert. When he calls an NBA game, he's even called NFL games. You just recognize, it's Marv Albert. Hello, everybody. It's Marv Albert here with Mike Fratello as we're live from the Madhouse on Madison as the Chicago Bulls take on the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. I don't know if I did a good job of a Marv Albert, but I did try. But Marv Albert's voice, legendary. Number 2, I got to go with good old JR. I definitely enjoyed JR, Jim Ross, along with my guy, the King, Jerry the King Lawler, when he says, we're in for a slobber knocker. I got to tell you. From hellfire and brimstone, it's pain. Business is about to pick up here. The cerebral assassin. So I definitely love good old JR at number 2. But at number 1, my favorite sports voice of all time, the one and only Kevin Harlan. It goes down the field. It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. I love hearing Kevin Harlan's voice. I love listening to Kevin Harlan whenever he is doing a football game. I don't care who's playing. I will listen to that game if it is Kevin Harlan, without a doubt. I love Kevin Harlan's voice, without a doubt. And I hear Doc Emmerich on NHL. I've heard his voice a few times. He does know how to call a hockey game. I do agree with that. And I agree. Kevin Harlan could make golf sound exciting. Absolutely. Absolutely. Doc Emmerich and Kevin Harlan calling a hockey game, a Stanley Cup final? Man, you're talking about exciting. That would be cool. Absolutely. But y'all, look, I know I've ran over close to an hour and a half of y'all time. I'm finna go watch me some NXT. I'm about to go eat me some tacos. I'm about to have me a good time. I thank y'all for sticking with me as long as I'll have Matt Moon with you. Thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth. Go ahead and watch that game tomorrow. Like I said, we could be coming close. We could be getting close. It could be that time. It could be that time where you do hear this music. It could be that time. It could be that time. Good night, y'all. Tighten up.